So today we're going to break down a book that has, truly guided millions of people toward a whole new way of living. We're talking about Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now. And really, it's this incredible manual for how to get past all that noise in our heads and find a much deeper sense of peace.
But here's the thing. This guide, it didn't come from some lifelong state of Zen. Nope. It was actually born from this single moment of intense personal crisis. A moment that completely shattered the author's world. And then, somehow, we built it from the ground up.
So the author, Eckhart Tolle, he talks about his life before this, and it's dark. He describes living in this state of just deep, deep misery that pushed him right to the absolute brink. He said he felt like he was carrying this unbearable burden, just this deep loathing for the world and even for his own existence. So what happened? Okay, let's get right into it. One night, not long after his 29th birthday, Tolle wakes up, and he's hit with this feeling of just absolute dread. More intense than anything he had ever experienced before. And then this one single thought starts repeating in his mind, and it triggers something bizarre, something absolutely life-altering. It wasn't just another negative thought. It was like a key turning in a lock he didn't even know existed.
And this question, it stopped his mind cold. In that instant, he realized, wait a minute, there's the I, and then there's the self that the I can't live with. And that little separation, that gap, it plunged him into this state of deep, blissful peace he had never, ever felt before. All right, so Tolle's transformation really pointed to what the book calls the universal source of all our suffering. And it's not what you think, it's not our circumstances, it's something way, way closer to home.
Okay, so here's the core problem, according to Tolle. We mistakenly believe that we are that voice in our head, right? We're so completely identified with that nonstop stream of thinking that we don't even realize it's just a tool that has totally taken over the whole workshop.
And this false self, well, he calls it the ego. It's like this phantom identity that's constantly thinking, judging, and just creating conflict. And it thrives by living in the past and in the future. Why? Because without time, without yesterday's regrets and tomorrow's worries, it literally has no identity. And this, right here, shows you the difference so clearly. It's the state of being lost in your head versus the freedom of just being present. So on one side, you've got that ego-driven mind, right? It's all about the past and future, it's anxious, it's what creates suffering. And on the other side, you've got presence, focused on the now, peaceful, aware, that joy of being. Okay, so if the mind is the problem, what's the solution, right? Well, the book offers a surprisingly simple and direct way to take back your life from that compulsive voice in your head. So the key technique is what he calls watching the thinker. And look, the goal here isn't to stop your thoughts, because good luck with that, right? It's simply to observe them without any judgment. Just listen impartially, like you're a witness. And when you do that, it creates this little space, a gap of no mind. And it's in that stillness that you start to feel your natural state of peace. And this is the really crucial part. In that moment, you're observing. You realize, hey, there's a deeper awareness in me that is completely separate from my thoughts. You are the consciousness behind the thought, not the thought itself. And that realization, that is true freedom.
So these gaps of no mind, they're like a doorway to your true self. It's in that stillness that you find what Tolle calls the joy of being. And just to be clear, this isn't the same as happiness, which can come and go. No, this is a deep, unshakable peace that comes from connecting with who you really are.
Which brings us to the ultimate moral of the book. And Tolle explains it using this really powerful story that it gets right to the heart of everything. Okay, so he tells this story about a beggar who sat by the side of a road for more than 30 years. And the whole time, he was completely unaware of this incredible treasure he had. He spent his entire life just asking other people for scraps, for all the things he thought he didn't have. And this simple story, it just perfectly captures the book's central message about where we can find true wealth. For decades, this guy had everything he could possibly want sitting right underneath him, but he never ever thought to look inside. So Tolle is basically telling us that we are all like that beggar. We're always searching on the outside for fulfillment, right? For validation, for security, for love, all while we're ignoring this infinite treasure that is already inside of us.
So the real moral of the story is this. Enlightenment isn't some far-off superhuman goal you have to achieve. It's simply the end of the pain we create for ourselves. It's about returning to our natural state of being connected to life. And the best part is, it's accessible to you right here, right now. And the final piece of the puzzle is learning to stop identifying with your pain body. Now, what's that? It's basically all the old accumulated emotional pain from your past that your ego just loves to feed on. But by watching it, again, without judgment, by shining the light of your conscious presence on it, you break its hold over you and it just dissolves. And all of this leaves us with the book's most powerful and maybe most transformative question. A question that invites all of us to find the answer not by thinking more, but by finding it in the stillness of the present moment.